Hello everyone. Sorry, still getting my camera adjusted here. Hi guys! I'm so excited today because let me tell you, the week I've had with Spirit. The more that I do this, the more people that I speak to on a daily basis. Some days I wake up and it's just like I can't even see the people around me. It's all I hear is Spirit buzz, 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 buzz. Today has been one of those days, so I'm pretty excited to get going here. My phone number is posted at the top of the feed, and my phone is open and ready to go. So if you have wanted a reading with a medium and you just haven't had one yet, give me a call. No charge. I'm rambling because I've got so much spirit going on in my head that I don't even have my own thoughts. So the life of a medium, isn't this fun? Anyways, let me see. What can I talk about until somebody calls? I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? We could actually talk about the Christmas event that's coming up because I am absolutely planning something else. I know I had told you guys there was going to be a big group reading of like 200 people, but I've had to switch that around a little bit because of I can't get a venue size that big. So I'm working on another plan right now, and hopefully we'll get that going and let you know soon enough. So anyways, again, thank you guys for being here, and if you are looking for a free reading, feel free to call in. Here we go. Good. Now I get to do what I do best instead of rambling on. Hold on. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Were you calling for the free reading?
I was.
Okay. What is your first name?
It's Angela.
Angela. Okay. So you're the first person that called in today, so I'm just going to do a little extra focus here. And if you don't mind, if you could please, do you mind doing a centering exercise for me here?
Sure.
Are you sitting somewhere where your feet are flat on the ground?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so I want you to take a deep breath, but I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe, pull it slowly all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight at me. And then I'll just take a minute to focus. Okay. Okay, Angela, you have a few people walking into the room actually. First of all, okay, so I'm just trying to separate them. I think there's four main energies here. Give me a second here. The first two come through together hand in hand, so this usually is my indication that they were married in life and that they're both on the other side now. So, and they're definitely above you. So if this is not your parents, it would definitely be your grandparents.
Okay.
Slow down, slow down. They're trying to get into validating who they are already. On one side of your family, do you have a set of grandparents that are both passed away?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because at least one of your parents are still here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, because they're going very fast, so hold on a sec. I believe this is Grandma. She's like taking very deep breaths, which is usually my symbol that Spirit can breathe clearly on the other side. An indication that maybe there was a breathing issue here on this side, in the physical world. Would that make sense for her?
I would, maybe she, ended up, I don't know if she drowned when she died.
That would be...
She ended up in the water.
I see. So that would make sense to why she's taking deep breaths and saying, it's okay, I can breathe over here, it's okay. Her final moments of not being able to breathe. So that would make sense. Okay, so hold on. Okay, slow down, slow down. What does that mean? So did your grandfather live a little while after she did? Like quite a while after she did?
I don't know. I think he died before she did.
Interesting, because the way she's putting it on the other side is she's showing me my symbol for reuniting, and she's expressing how happy that she is to see him on that side. So usually that's my indication that they were separated for some time before one of them passed. So if he didn't pass after her, sometime after her, then he must have passed sometime before her, because she's really wanting to let everybody know that she was very happy to be reunited with him. Even though it feels like there was some complications here in the physical world. Like, they're showing me the handshake, which is usually my symbol, if they know each other, which clearly they do, for making peace on the other side.
Okay.
Okay, so slow down. The way they're showing me this next part, I'm not sure if this person has actually passed away or they're talking about watching over them. So would this have been Dad's parents?
I have no idea. My mom's parents both passed, and so did my dad's mom.
Okay. So, but only on your mom's side do we have both parents passed?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, because what they're doing is they're going to the male in the family, who I believe is above you but under them, and they're putting the white blanket around his shoulders, which is my symbol for somebody who has stress or health issues right now.
Okay.
That makes sense for your dad?
My dad has passed, but I'm thinking, I don't know.
No, that actually makes more sense to me, because Spirit will show that they're watching. See, that's why I asked if this was Dad's parents, because they're coming through wanting you to know that they watched over him, and they do that to me all the time. They'll put the white blanket around somebody's shoulders, and then they show me that they're like standing next to them. So I can't tell if they're standing next to them in spirit or in the physical world. But they're putting that connection to him, that they watched over him before he passed, and that he is on the other side with him. Okay, so your dad is on the other side. He snaps his fingers, so his passing was sudden or unexpected?
It was sudden. Very sudden.
Yeah. Okay, slow down. I don't know what that means, but he's taking my head. All of a sudden feels like ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Like my head wants to explode, but the weird thing is that I feel like this could have been a heart attack or something like that. It's like so sudden. How does that make sense?
He had like a lymph node, like they found some type of cancer in him.
Right.
And he was supposed to have 8 to 12 months, and then they said, well, no, 6 to 8 months. And then he died within the first 3 months.
That would make sense.
I know. So he was like gone. It was like so unexpected.
Okay, that would make sense why I'm feeling like there was all this pain in other areas of my body, but yet he keeps saying that his passing was so sudden. So when they show it to me that way, I think like heart attack, or you know what I mean? Something that's like automatic, but I understand what he's trying to say. Because then he shows me the wiggle that he can move freely on the other side, and there's something about, he's telling me that his body is normal again. Like, I don't know if that means that there was some kind of change in his body. Like, he's showing me the bigger and the skinnier, so I don't know what that means, but he's talking about that he's normal on the other side again.
Okay.
Slow down. He wants to go to April. He wants to talk about April.
April?
I'm not sure why unless you know somebody whose name is April, then we're talking about the month of April.
My husband's mother's name is April.
Oh, interesting.
She passed away 2 or 3 years ago.
She passed away a couple of... Okay, so this is her coming through as well. Because I just clearly heard the word April. Slow down. It's interesting because I feel like she's taking some responsibility in her passing. Now, that doesn't mean that she took her own life or anything, but she's making me feel like she contributed to this somehow and that she didn't look after herself the way that she needed to. Does that make sense?
I guess I'm not too, like, I've known her for a couple of years, but I didn't know about any of her health history.
Right. There's an apology there. Hold on a second. She's showing me the rose-colored glasses, which is my symbol for when spirit sees things differently on that side than they do in the physical world. So, okay, so she's showing me a couple of different things. She's showing me a change in location or a difference in location. Did she live somewhere differently than you guys did?
Yes, she did.
Okay, because she's taking me to a different location. This is when I ask her, why are you like, what is with the glasses? What are you wanting to let them know that you see differently? She shows me that difference in location, and then she talks about a feeling of like not being involved enough, not like, I don't know how to explain that. Almost like I don't know. I think she's talking more about her son, but there's a feeling of like I just let him go and I didn't really try.
Okay, yeah.
And that's where the apology is. And she's showing me my symbol for thank you. Hold on. I feel like he forgave her. Like there was some tough blood between the two of them, or she wants to acknowledge that she knows that he forgave her and she's thanking him for this. Do you know what she's talking about?
I don't. It's interesting when I'm trying to get clarification. She keeps taking me back to sometime around when he left the house, like when he moved out or something, and it's almost like maybe it wasn't like the foremost thing in our relationship anymore, but it was always in the background. It's like something went wrong around that time that she keeps trying to apologize for. Okay.
She's talking about, okay, so somebody's either pregnant or what? Okay, slow down. Slow down. She's talking about the 3 babies. Does she have 3 grandchildren?
She does.
Okay. But you only have 1 right now?
I have 2.
Interesting. That's where the 2 and the 1. Okay, interesting. Okay, if you are not looking to have any more babies, be very careful.
I'm asking my husband to have another one.
Oh, are you? Okay,
I've been wanting one, and he's like not too sure about it yet. I'm like,
well, she's showing me that there is another child that's coming to you. That's why I say that if you're not wanting babies right now, then to be very careful because there's another child. There's that possibility is opening. She's like extremely happy about this. The way she says this, do you want to know the sex of the child?
I do.
Okay, good, because the way that she says this, I'm a little confused about. She's like, just so you know, it's a girl. And the way she said it is like, oops. So, do you already have 2 girls? Hello?
Hi.
Do you already have 2 girls?
I have 1 girl.
Interesting. It's another girl then. But the way why would she word it like that? Does he want another boy or something?
No, he doesn't want, like, he's like, I'm done, like,
he doesn't want any more kids.
One more.
Maybe that's why she says it like that. She's like, it's a girl, oops. Like, that's how she puts it.
That's interesting.
What's really interesting is that these babies are going to have him wrapped. She keeps talking about just give him a little time. It's almost like he's working really hard and he hasn't spent a lot of time with the kids recently.
He does. He does quite a bit.
Well, his mom's coming through saying, this is going to get even better. This is going to get better.
Slow down, slow down. What does that mean? She's talking about some event that's coming up that he almost had to miss but got rearranged. And she's talking about helping on the other side to help that get rearranged. So, how do I explain this? It's almost like if the kids had like a Christmas or a Halloween concert or something coming up, and maybe it's just trick-or-treating itself, but she's talking about him being able to rearrange his schedule to attend this, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to rearrange our schedule beforehand, but she's helping from behind the scenes to make sure that happens.
Okay. Would be trick-or-treating. I'm trying to get him to go to a different area to go trick-or-treating.
Okay. She's on your side about this. It's interesting the way that because you know what? It's your mother-in-law that's doing all the talking right now, which I find interesting because you have your grandparents and your dad on the other side, and your dad is more, I don't know if he was this way in life or if just your mother-in-law's message is that much more important that he's just being really cool about it, but he's just like laid back and he's like, no, if she needs to talk, you let her talk. Like,
Then my dad would be like that. He's the one that, let him finish talking first before he starts talking.
she really wants her son to know that she is very much a part of her grandchildren's lives on the other side. She doesn't want him to feel like she's missing out on the next generation and her grandbabies because she's watching over them every minute of every day. That's why she's trying to help arrange the trick-or-treating thing on the other side.
Okay.
They've definitely met your dad and this lady on the other side. Okay, so she's pulling her energy back. It's interesting because your dad's energy feels like you had more closure with his death than your husband did with his mom's death. Would that make sense?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. He didn't have a lot of closure at all.
Your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that with your dad, it feels like you had that closure that you needed, but your husband didn't really get that closure, which is why I think your dad stepped back to allow your mother-in-law to bring those messages through.
Okay.
She's very, very, very proud of him about this job. She's like, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. It's like either he got into like a career that he really wanted to get into and he worked hard to get into, or he got some new fabulous job, but she's like giving him the whole attaboy, I'm really proud of you.
He does a lot of, he's been doing taping for years, and he was going to give up, and he found this one job that he was doing, and he decided to do that for a bit.
She's like really proud of him for this. She's like, it's about time he's grown up. He's a man now.
Yep.
The way she puts it is almost like we never knew if this was ever going to really happen. Is this boy ever going to really grow up? And so she shows me the thank you symbol to you for helping to bring that responsibility out in him and helping to teach him how to be a man. And she's just expressing her love to you and letting you know that she's grateful that you're in his life.
Okay.
Your dad keeps going to, I believe this would be mom, and he kisses her cheek. It's interesting. Were they separated in life before your dad passed away?
They were.
Okay, because when he kisses her, he's like, I don't care if she likes it or not. I'm still going to watch over her, and I'm still going to express my love for her. He's like, I feel like he's admitting he was wrong, and he needs her to know that.
Okay.
Now he's coming forward with a bunch of apologies. I'm seeing the rose-colored glasses, and he's making me feel like he had a tendency to, like, hold a grudge, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And that he's sorry. Like, I just feel like there was a bunch of disruption in the family.
There was. For a bit, there definitely was.
He's taking responsibility for that.
Okay.
don't know what that means. I feel like he's got some kind of regret about something to do with the will. It's like he didn't leave her anything, or he cut her out. I'm not sure how to explain that. There's something about the will that he wishes he could go back and change.
Yes. Okay. So what had happened was he didn't have enough time to put my mom down on the will, and he was trying to take his older son off of the will, and that never happened. So my half brother ended up with my mom's share, basically.
That's exactly what I'm picking up. So he's apologizing for that, and then he just shows me the fast symbol again. It's like everything happened so fast, and then there's all this pain in my head and other places, and so I can't function properly, and so I didn't worry about it, and it just, everything happened so fast. He's pulling his energy back, but he wants you to know that he's absolutely watching over you on the other side. This issue with the will doesn't feel like it's done, though. It feels like somebody's still harboring a grudge about this, or somebody's still actively trying to fix this. Hold on, slow down. It's not done. Like, I feel like there's still compensation coming your mom's way, if that makes sense.
Okay.
He's going to find a way to make sure, because he feels he's taking a lot of accountability and responsibility on the other side that I don't feel like he would have taken here in the physical world. And he's just talking about wanting to make it right and wanting her to know that he absolutely loved her until the day he died. It's almost like, when he found out he was going to die, that's when he loved her even more, if that makes sense. He's pulling his energy back. He's congratulating you and about this baby as well, because, this is going to happen soon. So if your husband doesn't want this to happen, he might want to take precautions, because this child is absolutely ready to come. Interesting. She wants me to say back to you. Did you lose a child?
I did.
This is the child that you lost.
Okay.
Her soul will be coming back to you.
That's interesting.
It's really interesting because she makes me feel like she's a girl this time. If she would have been born that time, she would have been a boy. Was your first child a boy?
My first one was a boy, yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Aw, well, they are all watching over you, and good luck in the future. My suggestion is stop at 3. I have 4. It's a very big handful.
Okay, I will do.
Take care. I hope that was helpful.
That was very helpful.
All right, you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. Okay, next person. Here we go. Oops. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Were you calling for the free reading?
Yeah,
Okay, what is your first name?
it's Thomas.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
Thomas.
Thomas. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, interesting. Thomas, I'm going to get you to do a centering exercise with me too, just because you had a few people step into the room. So, are you sitting somewhere where both feet are flat on the floor?
No.
Can you do that for me for a minute? Okay. I would like you to take a deep breath, but I would like you to picture this deep breath starting at your big toe and slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight at me. And then I'm just going to focus for a minute. Okay, so there is definitely a couple of people here. Okay, I want to start with the younger energy. It feels like somebody to the side, like as in friend, cousin, brother, something like this. He's definitely, hold on. He's snapping his fingers. His passing was sudden or unexpected. Do you have a close friend that passed away?
A cousin.
Okay, that's who's the first person that steps forward. It's interesting because he's like showing me his whole body. He does the wiggle, which is my symbol for somebody who had limited mobility on the other side. But then he's like showing me that all his body parts are there. Everything's good. I made it in one piece. I don't know what that means. Hold on. Slow down. There's a feeling, he's showing me my symbol for accident. So now either he was in an accident, there was some type of accident that happened, or because he's surrounded in white lighters as well, which I haven't even gotten to, can mean that he had a hand in taking his own life, and he's trying to say that it was an accident. Actually, that's where I feel like I'm going more. He's taking some responsibility for how he passes away. Does this make sense to you?
Kinda. He was drunk and fell through the ice.
He was drunk?
Yeah, he fell through the ice.
That's why
He died of hypothermia.
That's why he's taking responsibility for it and showing me the accident at the same time. Okay. Hold on a sec. That's why he's showing me that he made it through with all his body parts, because it's almost like, you know, he had a choice. If he had have lived, because I don't feel like he passed away immediately. It's almost like he had a choice on that side to make, and he could have lived, but he may have lost some limbs or some fingers or something like that from frostbite or something like this, because he's
making ice overnight.
Yeah, he's making me feel like, well, look, I got all my body parts, though. He's wanting to let you know that he's reunited with the older gentleman on the other side. I'm not sure who this man is yet. Hold on. I feel like he's been over there for some time, though. I almost want to say this is grandpa or uncle, or it could be a dad figure, but he's talking about that they were closer when he was younger. Did he lose a grandfather when he was a small child?
Yeah, we all did.
Okay, so the grandfather's coming through as well, and he's wanting you to know, your cousin's wanting you to know that he's reunited with him on the other side. Why is he saying he smells funny? He's like, he still smells funny.
Probably because my grandfather used to drink a lot.
Oh, I see. He's like, he smells funny still on this side. Was there 3 people with him when he passed?
With who?
With your cousin? I'll tell you what he's showing me. He shows me 3 people, and then he's talking about them not wanting to bear the burden of his passing. He's talking about how it was nobody's fault but his own, and that there's 3 people, it feels like we were on a trip or something like this, and these 3 people are like they are blaming themselves, so to speak, or have carried this in their heart like it was somehow their fault.
These are my 3 cousins, his sisters.
They were all with him when this happened?
No, they weren't, but they were all close.
He's wanting them to know that there's nothing that they could have done. There's nothing that anybody could have done. And he's making me feel like, okay, so hold on. So, please forgive me if this sounds crash. I know that people, the way Spirit explains things sometimes is hard to understand here in the physical world. However, he's making me feel like after his passing, there was some great healing that took place in the family. It was almost like there was some discontent in the family before this, like some people weren't talking to these people and these people weren't talking to these people, but after he passed, I feel like we all come together again as one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's one sister that wasn't talking to the rest of them very well.
He's like talking about that he's really, really he's showing me my symbol for thank you, like grateful that they found each other again. He's kind of got a warped sense of humor, I have to say, because he's like, see, so I didn't die for nothing. You guys got to be friends again, so it's all good. And then I'm like, that's really harsh. Like, you want me to say that? He's like, it's funny. Come on now. He's like, got this sense of humor on the other side.
He had it here too.
Did you get married since he passed away?
No.
He's talking about a wedding. He's talking about being at the wedding. Somebody got married since he passed away, because he's showing me that he's attending this wedding in spirit. So, okay.
My cousin Brittany, his niece.
Okay. Slow down. He's like joking about how he got a better seat. He didn't get stuck in the back like some of them did, that he got the front row because he's spirit. He can go wherever he wants. Was this like a big wedding, by the way he puts that?
Yeah, it was huge.
There you go. That's why he's joking about he got the front row. He didn't have to wait in the back. Did she lose a bunch of weight for her wedding? Because he's showing me the spin when you spin somebody around. It's usually my symbol that somebody is trying to watch what they eat or has lost weight or started exercising. He spins her around and he's like, she looked absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she lost a bit of weight.
He's pulling his energy back. He's like extending hugs. I tried to, like, he showed me my symbol for kisses and I almost said kisses and he's like, hugs, we're men. We hug. He's like, don't send kisses. He just wants you all to know that he's okay on the other side and he doesn't want those people to feel burdened by his passing. He's talking about remembering who he was and not how he died. That's not how he wants people to remember him. He wants you to know that he's definitely hooked up with Grandpa, and I feel like the two of them are two peas in a pod, if this makes sense. He's also pointing at you. He's showing me the wedding again, and he points at you, and I don't know if this is meant as a joke or as like a sarcastic or what, but he like points at you, and he shows me the wedding, and he's like, you're next, buddy, you're next. And he'll be there for that too, but he doesn't have to wear no darn tux this time. Ha 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 ha. Aw, well, I hope that was helpful, and I just hope you know that your family is very much watching over you on the other side.
Okay.
All right, you have a great day.
You too, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry I'm taking so long with these readings today. I know the first one was the longest, but there's just... Sometimes people have so many people coming forward, it's hard to... It's hard not to get to all of them, or not to complete the message, if you know what I mean. Here we go.
It's hard to...
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you calling for the free reading?
I sure am.
Okay, what's your first name?
Shelby.
Shelby. Okay, so give me a minute to focus. Oh my goodness, there's a lady in my ear so loud already, I don't even have to get you to do the breath. She's right on my shoulder. So give me a second to slow her down. Interesting. I just asked her to validate who she is, and she's like, again? We have to go through this again? Have I read for you before?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. So hold on. She's I feel like this would be mom or grandmother. She definitely has a very mother figure feel to her, and I have to say kind of bossy.
Yeah, that's my grandma.
Okay. Because she's just come on, Tracy, let's get to it. We got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to go into too much detail about how she passed away or anything like this. She wants to go into detail about what's going on in your life right now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow the heck down.
Oh, yeah, there's lots.
I'm getting lots. Okay, so I'm not sure what this first image is, but she's showing me watching over. I don't know if you have a daughter who's around teenage years.
Oh, yes.
She's showing me watching over this person, and okay, so hold on. There's a lot of emotion that goes with this, so give me a second. What she does is she shows me sitting this young lady down and just listening. She's talking about listening. I'm not sure why she's talking about listening yet, so hold on. Oh, I see. I feel like so there's some type of situation going on with your daughter where I feel like it's almost gotten out of control. Grandma's feeling like she needs to watch over her a lot more recently. I don't know if she's been taking some risks or doing something like that is putting her in harm's way. But grandma's definitely watching over her. And then what she tells you is that you can't punish this one away. Punishing her is not going to help this time. You can only listen and try to encourage and try to help with the situation, but it's almost like she needs to talk to you. Your daughter's not talking to you. There's some stuff going on in her life that she needs to open up to you about. But I feel like then your grandmother's showing me this sign, which is my sign for being very busy. So I don't know if this is just like we haven't had a lot of time to sit down girl on girl, one-on-one, but she's definitely taking you and her out to like have girl time, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense, yes.
She keeps showing me my symbol for the house, which is, I feel like there's a move that is imminent. And it's almost like we're doing everything we can not to move or to hold on to this place that we're in now. But from what Grandma's saying, it's imminent. It's going to happen sooner or later. Does this make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, because I feel like she's like kind of giving you a lecture, but when I say that, she's like, this is how she knows I love her. I'm
yes.
like, okay, because
yes.
She's giving you a lecture about getting organized because it's almost like there's too much stuff going on, so we're not synchronizing everything so that it can work all at the same time. It's like either I'm putting my focus on this area and not this area, or she's talking about getting better organization so that everything will flow better.
Well, she is very, very right. There is a lot going on, yes.
Interesting. So I think that because Spirit speaks very figuratively, symbolically, I guess, she showed me a runway and the daughter again. Runway daughter. I don't know what this means. Runway daughter. She told me to separate the words. Oh, okay. So one of the challenges that she was having is this, like, did she run away?
She did try to run away recently, yes.
Thank you. I like how they show me this in Spirit. They don't show me a girl running. They show me a freaking runway. Okay. And then she's like telling Dad to calm down, calm down, calm down. And interesting, when I say Dad, is this like, okay, so slow down, Grandma. Is this like her stepdad? Are you married to her stepdad?
We're not married yet, but yeah, her stepdad, yes.
She's like telling him to calm the heck down.
Right? Okay.
You need to get to the bottom of what's going on because there's a bigger issue here. I think that's what she wants to get to today, is that to let you know that there's nothing you can do that's going to punish this out of her. There's a bigger issue that she's having trouble trusting you with at this moment in time, but that you need to find that quiet time with your daughter to be able to get to that issue. And in the meantime, your grandmother is very much watching over her. And she's like, don't even doubt. How can you doubt when you need to know where she is? I'll let you know because I'm with her every moment of every day. She's like taking some responsibility in how you found her. It's almost like she had a hand in helping you find her when she ran away. But it's very weird. I feel like she ran away to like somewhere that's very obvious.
Yeah, it was. I found her within 20 minutes.
That's also your grandmother's help on the other side. That's what she's saying, is that you don't have to panic so much. If she takes off, I'll tell you where she is. I'll find a way to let you know. You'll just know. But she just keeps showing the tone it down. Like, we've got to tone it down in the house. And she literally shows me, like, I'm hearing another child scream. I don't know if you have one or two more children as well, because I'm hearing this screaming. And I'm just feeling like there is a lot of chaos in this house at this moment in time. And Grandma's telling you that this has to chillax a little bit. And part of this has to do with, like, trying not to move. Like, the stress of trying to keep everything. It's almost like if, you know, when you have a pot of water on the stove that's boiling over and everything is, like, spilling. And you're just trying to, like, scoop it back into it's still boiling. You can't scoop it all. You can't scoop it all back in. You have to turn the heat down. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's talking about, that we've got to turn the heat down, and everybody has to, like, come back together. Because there's a disconnect between everybody in your house right now. What does that mean? Slow down, slow down. She's showing me the thumbs up and something about supper time or like dinner time. Did you just change your routine around dinner time?
I did change my schedule at work. Yes.
So that you would be home for dinner or something like this?
2 days, 3 days out of the week, yeah.
There you go. That's what she's talking about. Because she showed me the thumbs up about the changes around dinner time, that this is going to make a big difference. She's like, and that's the start of, that's you feeling your grandmother in your ear, letting you know where these changes are that have to be made. She's trying to guide you from the other side. So when you felt compelled to do that, that was her whispering in your ear, trying to help you, let you know what's going to help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two more years. And then I see, do you have like a 3-year-old?
Well, he's 4, coming up on 5.
I see. And she's talking about 2 more years until he's in school full time. 2 more years till you can like break out and do everything that you want to do. In the meantime, she's like, don't forget that you're a mama first. She's like, my biggest advice to you is do not forget that you're mom first, and that has to come first, and everything else will fall into place. But if you don't remember that and you let the household go to shit, for so to speak, then you're not going to really have a career to go to, because you will, it's like blowing yourself up in your own house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, just don't worry, the money will follow, things will follow. When you make a decision out of love for yourself and your family, everything else around it will just bloom. When you make a decision out of fear, such as, I can't not go to work or we're going to have no money, so I'm going to go to work out of fear of not having any money, that's going to blow up in your face every time. Every single time. Your decisions have to be made out of love and not fear. She's reminding you about this. She's also giving you a heads up or a thumbs up about the shopping or the clothes. I don't know what this is. It's almost like you've been trying to dress nicer or dress better recently. And she's like giving you her approval that she's like showing me the tell her she looks hot. And then she jokes like, you keep that man in line like that. It's almost like he doesn't like you looking like that, because then he's like, well, who you dressing up for? Like,
Yeah, all the time. I get that.
yeah. So that's her validating for you that her soul is present in that exact moment when you are getting dressed up, and she's very much admiring you on the other side. And now that the lectures are all out of the way, she like, her energy calms down. She emits all of this love to you, and she lets you know that just breathe and just remember everything's going to be okay, that you just got to slow it down and stop letting yourself get in that fearful state, that it is going to be okay. She's like, I know, I've looked in the future a little bit. And she's like, the only way this is okay is if you calm your household down and you and your daughter find that mutual connection again, because you've started to lose that recently. It's almost like out of the fear of money. Like, if I don't go to work, then I'm not going to have enough to pay for this house, and I don't want to move, so I have to go to work, but my daughter's now taking off, and so she's like telling you to reprioritize, and everything will be okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Did you have an animal pass away recently?
A little while ago. Yeah, we had yes.
It's a dog, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because she's like, oh, great, yes, I have the dog, but I don't feel like she's much of a dog person, but she is watching over this dog on the other side. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she has been. Yeah, she mentioned him the first time, yeah.
Interesting. So she's reminding you that she begrudgingly is doing this, but she's doing it on the other side, so you can do it on this side, is how she puts it.
Yeah.
And she's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful, hon.
It was, very much so. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Take care.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Interesting. I always want to say to people, don't shoot the messenger when that happens, because, I mean, I have to sit here and lecture people. I feel so bad. Okay, guys. So anyway, I have time for one more call. Yeah, here we go. Hello?
Hi, Tracy?
Hi. Are you calling for the free reading?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what is your first name?
My first name is Rondell.
Rondell?
Yes.
Okay. So, give me a minute to focus here. You have some very giddy, excited, very friendly spirit on the other side, I have to say. Maybe that lady before you, her grandmother was just like, okay, listen. she was given a kind of a lecture, so your family's energy feels like a lot lighter than that. They're like, hi! So I'm not even sure who this is yet, so hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lady who passed suddenly or unexpectedly. She's taking me to the head. Okay, slow down, slow down. When I say suddenly or unexpectedly, she's just making me feel like that. I feel like she was sick beforehand, but we didn't expect her to pass when she did.
Was this recently, like this last year?
I'm not sure. She hasn't told me time frame yet, but she takes me to the head, which is my symbol for either somebody who had dementia or Alzheimer's or a stroke or an extreme hard time communicating at the end.
Okay, I don't know who that could be, unless you're speaking of my grandmother, but she passed before I was even born.
Yeah,
So
that
I
never matters. It could even be two people, because I'm feeling like there's two energies here at the same time. When you say, did this happen last year, I can feel that there is like a more recent feeling energy, but there is also this lady, because this lady is not as recent. Whoever it was that you thought of, let's put it this way. When you think about them or you talk about them, for me, they step forward usually. So the lady that I was speaking to feels like she's been on the other side for quite some time compared to this new person that's stepping forward.
Okay, so the first person you're talking about is my grandmother, and the second person you're talking about would be my best friend.
Sorry, would be who?
You're gonna have to give me a minute. I'm sorry.
It's okay, sweetie.
Would be my best friend, Amanda.
Okay. Okay, let me just focus here. Hold on.
And Amanda's really giddy. Like, she is such high energy.
It's exactly how it comes through. Did you get her jewelry or something, or did she used to wear a lot of jewelry? I'm not sure why she's showing me the jewelry, but I'm seeing like somebody with lots of bracelets or rings, like lots of jewelry.
Yeah, that would be Amanda.
She's like, hasn't changed on this side. She's like showing me all her dangly bracelets, and she's taking deep breaths. She can breathe free and clear on the other side. There's no impairment of the breath. So did she have trouble breathing before she passed away?
I don't think she had breathing issues, but she had addiction issues.
I see.
And then that's how she passed.
So I think that's exactly what she means, is when she's saying, usually they mean it like I'm breathing fine on this side, but I think, because Spirit talks very symbolically, so when she's showing me that breath and she's like, I can breathe on this side, then as soon as you said about the addiction, I felt that heaviness come off of her. So all of that weight that she was carrying in the physical world that she was trying to push down and push away, she's free of that on the other side.
Oh, that's good.
Well, she corrected me a little bit. She's like, it's not so much that I'm totally free of it, but I'm able to deal with it, because she's talking about having to come to terms with things that happened in her life. I don't want to call anyone out or anything, but there's something about abuse, whether it be sexual or physical. She's talking about the abuse, and she's taking me way back when, and I feel like she never got over that.
Yeah, that would probably have been the abuse with her biological mother and father. Her biological mother was murdered a few years back. I think like 10 years back, before Amanda ended up dying, and the guy that she was with was really abusive towards Amanda and her brother.
That's exactly what she's talking about, because she started to, like I said, she took the heaviness off, and she's like, I can breathe on this side, and she's talking about all of that harsh abuse that happened in her life, that's why she says, I'm not totally over it, but I'm able to deal with it on this side.
Okay. I have a question.
Hold on 1 second. Hold your question 1 second. She's showing me writing. I feel like something was written to her. Did you write her a poem or a letter or something? Because she's acknowledging reading these letters.
Yeah, I wrote her a few letters before she passed and sent them to her on Facebook. And then after she passed, I started seeing a counselor because I was having a really hard time dealing with her death. And the death of my husband that passed away a few years previous. And my counselor said, write them letters, read them out loud, and then burn them.
There you go. She was right by your side when you did that. And as I do that, I get goosebumps up and down my entire body. And then she says to tell you that when you got goosebumps, because she's talking about you getting goosebumps as they burned.
Yep.
And that was her soul standing right beside you that you were able to feel and pick up. She's talking about that she's not going to miss anything that's coming up. Like, She's like, I'm sorry I won't be there physically, but I will still be there in spirit. I will not miss a single event coming up in your life. I will be there for every single one. And then she says, that's more than I could have given you in the physical world in the condition that I was. She takes me to 2 years before she passed away. Was she in that state for about 2 years?
Let's see, I left Saskatoon in 2012, Chad passed. So I left Saskatoon then, and I had her cleaned up for a while. Through her, I think Damon was her third baby. Had her cleaned up for a while, and then I lost my husband, and I left. And when I left, she fell back and was in Saskatoon for a year or two, I think, and then went back home to Nova Scotia where the abuse continued.
So we're looking at like a 2 to 3 year period there.
Yeah.
Because that's where she's taking me back to letting you know that this is when it got really bad. And then, but the way she's saying it is that there's nothing that you could have done. And she doesn't want you to feel like there was something that you could have done to have changed that. It was too much for her soul to bear. She just couldn't do it. That's how she puts it to me. She couldn't do it without some type of pain relief somewhere along the line.
Yeah. Yeah, she was supposed to come out to Quebec, where I am. A week after she passed, I had bought her a bus ticket to come out here, and she ended up committing suicide a week before she was supposed to come.
I see. Okay, so you've got quite a few people on the other side, I have to say. There's another energy that steps forward, and all I can tell so far is he steps forward with rose-colored glasses, and it's interesting because it doesn't quite feel like suicide, but he is taking some responsibility for his passing. It almost feels like wrong place, wrong time.
That would be Chad.
That would be who, sorry?
That would be Chad, my husband.
Okay, slow down, dude. He's apologizing to you. He shows me getting down on one knee and apologizing to you for the timing of his passing and for just not taking more care, like not being more careful. And he's making me feel like it's almost like there was a separation between the two of you and then we reunited again, or our relationship had just gotten really strong when his passing happened.
Actually, we got into a fight, a really big fight. He had a problem with being with other women, and there was another woman that he went back to, and he back and forth between us for like 2 years. And the last time I went back, I said, "Okay, this is it. If I find out you're with her again, I'm leaving." And I found out he was with her again. He actually made the mistake of being stupid and thinking because I was working out of town, I wouldn't come home early, and he didn't come home. So the second day before his passing, we got into a huge fight. And I said, that's it. I'm not coming back this time. And I said, you can reap what you sow.
And that's why he's down on one knee, apologizing. And he's like trying to erase, he's literally showing me erasing those words from your brain because he's telling me that they replay in your head over and over and over and over again. Almost like you regret that those are the last words that you said to him.
Actually, those words I said to him were really cruel, and I don't even want to repeat them because
he doesn't want you to remember that. But you know what he takes from that? Well, the way that he shows that to me is that he's showing me, and I'm feeling a lot of gratitude and the symbol for thank you, because you're the one person in his life that he could always count on to tell him the truth. Yeah. And I feel there was a lot of people that never told him the truth in his life. It's almost like growing up, he had to find things out on his own because nobody was ever honest with him. And he's showing me a lot of instability in his living situation growing up. Like, I don't know if he was bounced around or moved around a lot. I don't know what that means. But he's showing me a lot of instability in his early life. And that you were the one person that he could count on to keep it real and to be straight up front.
Well, it's nice to know he appreciated that because he hated me. He hated it when I was brutally honest with him.
He's like, he wasn't used to it.
Cold-hearted bitch. And I'm like, no, I'm just honest.
you know, he's learning on the other side that it takes more love to be honest and face the music than it does to hide the true feelings with a lie and just tell somebody what they want to hear to save face. He knows that on the other side now, and he wants you to know that he admires that, and he's thanking you for that. Okay, so he's also talking about there's a new gentleman in your life.
Yeah, I just recently got married.
He's talking about this gentleman, and he's like shaking his hand, and he's like talking about that he's a much better man than he ever was, is how he puts it. He's like, this one will not stray. Why does he want to talk about the haircut? Hold on.
Oh, our son. We gave our son a haircut. He was growing his hair long, and my new husband's military. We live on a military base, and my son was getting teased for his greasy hair. So he's like, "I want a crew cut, just like Mike."
There we go.
For a crew cut. Yeah.
He's talking about the haircut. So this was his son?
Yeah. I have a son with Chad who passed, and I have a daughter with Mike the bat I just moved.
That's why he's talking about his son, and he's like, you know what he shows me? What is your new husband's name?
Mikel.
Sorry, say that again?
Pardon me?
Can you say that again for me?
Mikel.
So what he does is he shows me walking up to Mikel and shaking his hand and thanking him for being the father figure that his children need. He's like, there's such a grateful feeling of this man doesn't feel like a stepfather. He almost feels like the only father that your son has known, or even if he did know his dad, it's almost like his dad's memory is not poisoned because there's this really great man in his life, so he's able to not hold any bitterness towards his dad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
He wants you to know that you're doing an amazing job as a mom, and he's apologizing at the same time he's saying that. So I feel like there was something said where he said that you were a bad mom or something, because he's apologizing and he's overemphasizing that he thinks you're a really amazing mom, and he's very grateful for you raising your son the way that you're raising him.
You don't know how bad I need to speak to him. 6 years I've just been hurting.
Oh, sweetheart. Well, he's not done, so hold on a sec. Was he also in the military?
No.
So
Chad was a drywaller.
He was a what? Drywaller?
A drywaller.
Interesting,
Yeah.
because I see him doing the salute. So I think this is just a sign of respect then to your husband now, is what he's giving him. I don't know what that means. He's talking about a car. Is your son 16, maybe 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there?
No, Ken will be 12 next month, but Chad has 6 kids with 5 women.
Oh, wow.
He's got 2 21-year-olds, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old. No, wait. I'm doing this wrong here. 2 21-year-olds, an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, and then 2 12-year-olds.
That's why I'm feeling okay, so do they live in a different city, and are you planning to take your son to visit them, or do you help facilitate that visitation? Because that's exactly kind of what it feels like he's showing me. He's talking about the kids at this age, around teenagerhood. He's talking about the travel. That's why I'm seeing the car. And then I'm seeing a thank you sign. So have you thought about allowing your son the opportunity to be involved with his siblings?
Oh, he's always been allowed to. After Chad passed, I took his oldest son when I met Mikel when we first got together. I took his older son and brought him in and helped clean up his life for a while. And Kian has always had the opportunity to see his family. It's just with the move right now, we're in Quebec and they're in Saskatchewan.
Right.
So until we can afford to travel, we can't. But anytime Kian wants to go there and the family's willing to pitch in on his flight ticket, he's always had the option to see his family. I've never kept Kian from Chad's side of the family from anybody.
Well, Chad is absolutely giving you credit for that and thanking you for that. He wants you to know that that is greatly appreciated on that side. It's kind of funny because I feel like your husband and your cousin didn't really know each other very well, if at all. But I feel like they are two peas in a pod on the other side. Like, they're showing me hanging out, and it's almost like, you know, they're in the same places at the same time because they're watching over the family and they're showing up to events together and stuff like this. So they've gotten to know each other on the other side.
Okay.
There's a health issue, or there was a health scare with a lady in the family, and that's why they're teaming up on the other side. I think this either could be you or maybe even your mom, but I'm thinking I'm with you. There's some type of health issue because they put the white blanket around your shoulders, and I feel like they both were watching over you. It's almost like there was some type of surgery or something, not like it was life-threatening, but it was necessary. Do you know?
It would have been my mother. She just had her breast removed. She's got breast cancer again for the second time.
There you go. So they're both teaming up on the other side to watch over her. They just showed me the all clear, hey?
Yeah.
That
She just called me the other day and said that she went for her second mammogram since the surgery, and he said it's all gone now.
that's exactly what they just showed me on the other side.
Oh, good. Good, that's one stress off my shoulders because my mom is so far away.
What is with the legs as well? Does she have a mobility issue? Because they just massaged her legs. Usually when I see that, that's an indication for somebody who either has a mobility issue or very bad arthritis or something like this in the joints. But they're going...
Mom has fibromyalgia, and with taking the cancer medication she's pretty much better now.
You know what? I have fibromyalgia, so absolutely I understand that. My legs are absolutely the worst part of the fibromyalgia. It's like restless leg syndrome with pain, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're pulling their energy back. I hope that was helpful for you today.
Yes, it was. Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. You have a great day.
Some closure, and I needed that. Thank you, love.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Oh, I know I went over my time, and I apologize. I can't take any more calls today, but thank you guys all for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. God bless. Bye.